Okay, so Totally Killer is the new Prime original, right? I, I figured I would check this out because I enjoyed Sabrina. Well, mm, I think I enjoyed the first two seasons. The last season wasn't great, but yeah, so I thought Kiernan Shipka was very good in it. So I saw she was in this and I figured, hey, let me give it a watch. Right? So it's directed by Nahnatchka Khan, written by David Matalon, Sasha Perl-Raver, and Jen D'Angelo. It is produced by Jason Bloom, Greg Gilreff, Adam Hendricks. It is executive produced by Chloe Yellen, Brian Leslie Parker, Chris McCucumber, Nahnatchka Khan, Jeremy Gold, Chris Dickey. It's co-produced by Kyle Chalmers and Adam Orozio. So Michael Andrews handled the music, Judd Overton cinematography, Jeremy Cohen edits the piece, Sarah Dumalindo and Terry Taylor were on casting duties, Liv Kay production design, art direction is Andy Amoroso, set decoration is Tamara Gaffer, costume design is Patricia J. Henderson. And our cast. Well, Kiernan Shipka is Jamie Hughes, right? Um, mm, mm, mm. Who is it? So then we've got Blake, her dad. So Lachlan Monroe plays the adult version, Charlie Gillespie the teenage version. Right, so we have then got um hmm um okay, so wait, is gosh, there's so many, there's the adult version and the kid version. It's trying to like keep everything in check, right? um okay, so I think her mum is Pam, I believe. So that's played by Olivia Holt, right? And the teenage version is played. Hmm. Actually, no. Pam. Yes, no. The that's the teenage version, right? The adult version is Pam Hughes, played by Julie Bowen. Whew, okay. We've got Sheriff Cara Lim, played by Patty Kim. Randy Fink, played by Tommy Europe. Coach Zane, played by Amy Goodmurphy. Principal Doug Summers, played by Conrad Coates. Mr. Parr, played by Andy Thompson. Norm Dubas, played by Fred Henderson. There's Lone, played by Pam Kearns. Teen Eddie Royal, played by Tate Sherman. Pam's mum is played by Eliza Nurbury. So that's the Pam Miller version, right? We've got Sheriff Beasley, played by Brittany Welton. Other sheriff played by Shahrukh Ferdowsi. Okay, so we've got the adult version of Lurch, played by Brendan O'Brien. The adult Lauren Creston, played by Kimberly Huey. The teen Chris Dubas, played by Nicholas Lloyd. The teen Lurch, played by Zachary Gibson. Randall Park is Sheriff Dennis Lim. So that's Cara Lim's dad. We've got teen Doug Summers, played by Nathaniel Appa. Teen Randy Fink, played by Jeremy Mondesnu. Teen Cara Lim, played by Ella Choi. Heather Hernandez, played by Anna Diaz. Marissa Song, played by Steffi Chin Salvo. Amelia Creston, played by Kelsey Miwama. The teen Lauren Creston is played by Troy Lee Ann Johnson. Yeah, I think that's it. It's all very confusing. There's so many different people up in this. Yeah. Anyway, the gist of the story is this. When the infamous Sweet 16 killer returns 35 years after his first murder spree to claim another victim, 17-year-old Jamie accidentally travels back in time to 1987, determined to stop the killer before he can start. So, it's not an accident. She deliberately goes back in time to save someone. So I do not even know why they threw in accident, because that's just baffling, people. Baffling. Anyway, I will say at the beginning, it did seem that they were going to try and approach this in a logical fashion, right? So, like people had been taking self-defense after the first spree, right? So they were prepared, and like the person the killer attacks in current time has mad weapons all taped around the house. So you're just like, okay, boom, people being, that makes more sense. Now, the actual death itself, it's again one of those ones where it's just like you could have got away, right? Or they do something, but for whatever reason, they kind of stick or stop, and it's just like, So that happens. Then suddenly this whole time machine appears, and it's just like, because usually in those films, it's a curse, lightning, something goofy that sends someone back. But this one, they're just like, oh yeah, I've been inventing a time machine. And you're just like, what? But it's accepted. You know what I mean? There's no shut the fuck up. No, you haven't. It's just like, oh, how's a time machine coming? And you're just like, wait, what? so there's that. And then when when Jamie goes back in time, so now she's in the 80s. Something that got a bit irritating was the whole, oh, you can't say that thing. Oh, that's not a good thing to say. And it's just like, it's the 80s, man. Everything was crazy. And it's just like you're making yourself stand out, right? The goal is to kind of befriend people so you can help stop a thing. But the whole approach was just insane. It's just, firstly, it's going, oh yeah, so this person will kill you, and then you, and then you. It's just, wait, what? And the excuse that she gives, it's not believable, because everything she says kind of doesn't work out. So you're kind of scratching your head a bit with a lot of this. And then it kind of just resorts to the typical stupid, goofy get slasher film because, they do things where it makes no sense, right? It's just like they'll leave someone in a room on their own. They tell a girl, "Oh, just walk to this place and we'll be there to protect you." But it's just like, okay, the route should be going. Have people all along the route if you're doing that, right? There's just ways of going about it. So it was just like, oh, come on. Come on. And they throw in a twist at the end, which it's not really a twist. It's still a bit just like, oh dear, oh dear. It's just kind of stupid. Now I did think the whole time travel repercussion thing that wasn't bad, but it's more of a throwaway, you know. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just got real goofy. But I mean, listen, here's the thing. If you like stuff like Killer Book Club, right, Scream and all of those type of films, I think this will probably work out fine for you, because it's not like it's going against any of the rules those type of films have set, so if they're your thing, it follows those rules, right? It's not any less goofy than those films or any more goofy than those films. So yeah, I kind of feel if this teen slasher is your thing, totally killer, that will, that will be fine because it's just one of them films. Like the acting isn't terrible, but it's not incredible. I mean, the story's terrible, you know like everything else is fine, but I do feel it, especially with the big reveal kind of thing, it was a little lazy with that stuff because I think there was a way of kind of keeping it so you were just guessing, but their approach is just completely deny it, right, and show things so it's not that. And then they're like, "Oh no, it is because of this." And you're just like, "Well, I think you have to plant those seeds, otherwise it's just a MacGuffin, right? It's just a Deus Machina that you're throwing in there." But yeah, it's on Prime. As I said, it's a Prime original. So it's on Prime. So if this seems like it's something for you, there you go. It's not as good as those first two seasons of Sabrina. I'll just let you know that. In my opinion, that is. Because horror and slashers, they're not my cup of tea, really. Though I do tend to look at a lot, right? It's just the nature of things, man. The shit that gets sent through. You know what I mean? But yeah. If teen slashers are your thing, totally killer. You'll like it, probably, most likely. There you go.